I'm back, and I wanted to do this video for you guys so y'all can get started on this. I'm making some jerky. This is deer. I picked up Roadkill. It was fresh. One of them had to be dispatched by the police officer. One of them was still warm, and the other one I had to euthanize because it got hit and was still alive. So we've ground it. I removed the fat, and then I cut it into pieces, ran it through my grinder, so it's been in the freezer, so I didn't get to it right away. And then I got it out to thaw. It's been in the refrigerator for a few days. That's why you can see this really brown on the outside. And then on the inside, it's still real pink, real red. What I like to do, because the blood comes out of it when it gets thawed out in the refrigerator, so then I go ahead and pour that blood back in there, because that's where all your vitamins, minerals, and nutrients are. You can drink it, but I like to just put it back into the jerky. Please excuse my mess. We have recently moved, so all I did put in here was pink Himalayan salt. That's it. 1 tablespoon. I put 4 packages in here, and they were 1 pound packages, but I like fill them all the way to the top because I don't like to waste the space. So it's probably 1.5 pounds. Oh, I'm probably gonna spill getting it in here. Smush it up in there. Let me turn the light on over here. Okay, so this is gonna be a booger to get this thing hooked in. I don't even remember what I was saying, but okay. So we get it into the KitchenAid. This is the mixer. I guess this is no, this is not the bread hook. I don't know what this hook's called. It's not the whisk, and it's not the bread hook. So I put it in, and then I raise it up. It's gonna be hard to do on video, holding this camera, but I'm gonna do it for you anyway. So I put it on low, and it'll start mixing this meat up. And the reason you want to mix this quite a bit is because if you don't, when you go to run it, I use a gun, and I'll show you the gun in a minute. I put it in the gun to put it out into strips onto the dehydrating trays. And if you don't, then once it dehydrates, it comes like, it just pulverizes in your mouth. It comes apart. So you can see how as this mixer is mixing it, it's kind of starting to stick together. So we're making a dough out of this meat, actually. And so when this dough, depending on how much you mix it, knead it, whatever you want to call it, when it dehydrates, these muscle fibers really intertwine, connect, and what happens is that's what makes it like really chewy. And when you're chewing it for jerky, it's basically what it is, jerky. It doesn't just pulverize in your mouth. It's actually connecting these fibers together. So when they dehydrate, you're gonna have a really nice, chewy product. And if you don't have any teeth, you might want not to mix it. But the thing that I like about mixing it is that it makes it harder for me to eat a piece of jerky. That's also healthy for your teeth, to chew like that. It is good for your jaw muscles. So there are some benefits to the chewing. Having to chew it more also will have you incorporate more saliva in with the meat, which helps the digestion process to begin as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot of mixing and get this thing really knitted together to a real good stiff dough. And then when it comes out of my gun and goes onto the tray, it'll stick together better in those long strips, not come apart. You could do this. I do it a lot, but I don't. What I'm talking about here is you could make this without adding any salt to it. It's plain, just plain. And I do that a lot, but it's not probably as flavorful with that as with that salt in there. But when I need to not eat as much, I make the plain because I don't crave it as much as if the salt is in it. So what I'm basically trying to say is if the salt's in it, I just sit and eat a ton of jerky, which I'm sure many of you probably do as well. So that's probably enough on the mixing. I feel like, I hope that the meat, the center of that got moved around, but you can tell that it has because of these filaments that get stuck. And you'll want that in your jerky too. That's all good nutrients that your body needs in order to make its own tendons and fascia and all those things. So we just unhook it, and I'll take you downstairs where I put it in the gun and put it on the trays. Okay, so anyway, I don't have a very good camera or setup here, but I've got my trays, and this is the meat. This is my gun. I just got it off of Amazon. So I just take and make these small little balls and make it go all the way down in there. This doesn't take long at all. I'm not taking any precautionary measures to prevent any type of bacterial growth. No sanitary measures. Like the trays haven't even been washed since the last time I used them. I really just believe all that is a bunch of hocus pocus designed to make you not want to do it. One, through fear based tactics, and also so it came with this little plunger too, which you should plunge it a little bit here and there, so that this is all I've just been getting done today. I've been helping you all out. I'm gonna try to give y'all some good knowledge here that'll keep you going during these days that are the toughest. Like I said, this meat here was roadkill, so keep your eyes out. I got 3 the day that I did this, so I ended up with plenty of meat, and I still have a lot in the freezer, and I want to make a lot more of the jerky. Right now I'm doing it today because we started up the wood burner. And the wonderful thing about the wood burner is I can set these trays right on top of it, and within about 12 hours it's going to be done. Now, do I set it at any certain temperature? No. I prefer it to be rawly dehydrated. I don't want to cook the meat. Cooking removes the moisture, and which dehydrating will too, but cooking will create toxins. That's what chemists do. They cook, and it creates new compounds. So we don't want that. We want the meat. We want it easy to digest. So, well, I don't know, like, were you just watching me? I was picking it off my hand, and I'm eating it. I eat the meat raw. It doesn't hurt you. It heals you. Very good for your gut. Get the bacteria in there. I don't even want to hear from people who are afraid and say I'm going to die of all these things. After you've been doing this for 10 years and you get nothing but healthier and healthier, and sicknesses just leave the body, you start to stop listening. So you won't get anywhere with me telling me I'm going to get sick. If I stop doing this, I will become sick again. And being that sick, I never want to be that way again. So they'll have to come and kill me in order to stop me from doing this. Because it's not worth living the other way. So can you see? What it's got is the 2 little things on it. And as you pull the trigger, they come out. Oh, that one got a little stuck up. That's those. Okay, so I just put my finger on it and pull. Okay. See, you can do that. So you see how that blood just mixed right back into here? So that's still going to be all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients going right back into this jerky. Now, the other thing I notice is we processed these deer like the day that we got them, and we didn't let them hang at all. They were fresh, the meat. And so I know a lot of times people will hang them. I think that's to tenderize the meat. Anyway, we didn't do that. We just processed them same day, and then we cut them into pieces, and then we ran them through the grinder. So here's what I'm trying to say. I noticed that when I get this meat out of the freezer, let it set in the refrigerator for a little while, kind of age it, starts to get this kind of a flavor to it, and it seems that I like it better when it adds a little bit of that flavor of aged, rotted, I don't know what you want to call it, especially when it gets dehydrated, because that seems to concentrate the flavor. And this deer meat seems to be very concentrated in flavor anyway. I really like just the flavor of it. That's why I don't mind doing the plain batches without the salt in it. Like I said, it slows me down. I don't just sit and hound down a whole pound of it. I mean, a whole bag of it. And so that's just how easy it is. And then to like clean up, I do clean this gun, but always there's stuff stuck in there, so I just use like the tip of a knife. But don't like try to throw out your gun because you're like, oh my gosh, there's like old meat there. Trust me, people, when you start really Googling the things that they're healing people with nowadays, the worms to cure your intestinal diseases, the bacterial from cat feces to heal cancer. Okay, so what if they put their little special twist on it and say that they attenuate it? Well, guess what? Attenuate it probably just means we're putting our trademark on these bacteria so nobody else can use them to cure cancer. That's all. If you want to go out into the wild and get that your own self, go for it. But I'm pretty sure they're banking on nobody doing that, so I don't think they're too worried about it. But yeah, the one who got me started eating the raw meat, actually, to cure his cancer patients, he has the meat feces, and supposedly it dissolves tumors really quick. I do not want to reach that stage, okay? Oh, right. Well, you guys are probably done listening to me blab, blab, blab. I'm going to cut the video for now, and I will add the last portion next, where I'll show you where I dehydrate it. And here's a video to finish up the jerky. This is the wood burner, and I just opened up the flue so I can show you. We have to open this, and then I can. Got a nice hot bed of coals in there, so I will add some more wood in a few. But this is all I do to dehydrate my jerky, and takes about, I guess, 12 hours. Overnight it would be done. I don't have any fan on it circulating. I think this wood burner's just got the air in this area so dry that it just basically sucks it right out of there, because it doesn't necessarily have to be on top of the wood burner. I could set it anywhere in this room and it would dehydrate it miraculously. So if I technically wanted to do a whole cow or something, I could do it. And during the winter when we're heating the house, we could be dehydrating the meat at the same time. And then I guess vacuum seal. I've got some of them vacuum sealed. I guess I should show you that. I'll splice that in, how I'm preserving them for right now. As long as I got the vacuum sealer. If I didn't have the vacuum sealer, I guess I'm not 100% sure how I'd do it. I'd wrap it somehow though, probably. Keep the moisture away from it. Not sure. Maybe if you have some tips, you could comment on that in the section below, on how they would have done that in the, I guess, the Indian days, how they would have kept their jerky from, maybe they salted it really a lot and then washed it up before they ate it. I don't know. That's some research I'll need to do. But that's it. We'll have some to eat probably tonight. Ha, so here are, these are backpacks for my donkeys. So I'm going to take them camping sometime. Get them used to going around. And this is how I ended up sealing my jerky. So many pieces in a vacuum sealed bag. I had to wrap them in, well, this is paper towel. Maybe there's chemicals on that paper towel. I don't know. And maybe they'll leach into the jerky. I had to do that because the jerky, when it dehydrated, the tips of it were really sharp and it would go through this vacuum sealed bag, poking a hole. So it didn't work. But this way I found that it worked. So maybe if I used just regular paper, but still, I'm sure the chemical process to make that paper's got a lot of toxins in it. But then again, so does the plastic bag. So I don't know what to do. This is the best I can come up with for right now. Oh, and I'm happy with it. So there you have the whole process of collecting the deer, processing them, making the jerky, and storing it. I hope everybody has a wonderful